Rodin's The Age of Bronze, represented in multiple versions at the Cantor, offers a compelling example of the fraught relationship between casting, authorship, and the status of an imputed original. First shown as a full-scale plaster in 1877, Rodin became furious when a critic had accused him of having cast the sculpture from life, something which reduced the expressive virtuosity of his own creation to that kind of aforementioned slavish or mindless technical ability. Two other versions of the Cantor might be compared to the first full-scale bronze, one that was reduced to a little bit more than 50%, and an even smaller one that's actually made of plaster but was patinated in order to make it look as though it were bronze. And Rodin was actually deeply invested in the scalability, that is to say, of his work and of its scalar effects, how it would appear across different media and sizes and scales. In fact, one of his closest collaborators, Henri Lavoisier, was famous for having developed a mathematically perfected technique with a special machine that could create subsequent counterparts in editions of this sculpture. But what this kind of technology affords in terms of the ease of replication, it creates another danger. That is to say that in addition to these authorized originals made after the original plaster, there might be unauthorized originals, that is to say originals in scare quotes, made from casts of casts, in this process that the French call surmoulage. And what happens in that process of surmoulage, for example, is that there can be a tangible, real distortion or change, both on the level of the surface topography of the sculpture and the details that it loses in subsequent casts, but also in the actual physical size of the sculpture that shrinks as the bronze cools. And there are other factors in play. Some of those original bronzes made during Rodin's lifetime used slightly different recipes from those authorized legal originals that were made today in the later 20th century. So some collectors prize the kinds of coloristic effects across the patinated bronzes of Rodin's lifetime. So despite the fact that they are made from the same originals, there is nevertheless an aesthetic difference between the lifetime casts and the posthumous casts, of which the Cantor and many other museums in the United States and across the world have filled their collections over time.